Top of the morning to you, boys.
Top of the morning.
How we doing this morning?
Good.
Morning, everybody. Always wanted to do that.
What?
I used to listen to Howard when I was like coming up, and he would go, "Good morning, everybody," and he'd had that whole thing.
You could feel it in the like driving in the truck.
Yeah.
It was so
Yeah.
Deep in the
deep.
plums.
Yeah, so deep. It was
Good
like,
morning,
little
everybody.
huge.
so deep.
But it was a good group. We had Allie from Folds of Honor.
Yep.
Great person. She's got a show on Sportsman
Ellie
Channel.
Armstrong.
Yeah, Allie Armstrong.
Grace Camo and Lace.
Grace Camo and Lace. She
Yeah.
was amazing.
9
She-
years she's been.
Yeah.
Her and her sister been doing that. Her
Yeah.
dad does all the editing. It's
know.
it's awesome.
It's a family deal.
Yeah,
It's
love
pretty
it.
cool. Yeah, it's awesome. And then we had Becky Yackley,
The Becky Yackley.
world champion Becky Yackley from the Yackley Five, the family of shooters. That whole family just fascinates me. There's so
Incredible
many things,
family.
homesteading
Incredible
and
people.
doing what they do. The whole family just is incredible. Her husband's active duty right now, also state trooper. Like
Yeah,
just
at the Pentagon.
yeah, I mean just incredible family. I had so much fun with her. First turkey.
Yeah,
which
we'll
is
get
really
into
cool.
that.
Yeah. We
Did you
had,
show her how to work a shotgun?
I taught her. I love. There's one story real quick about Becky. I love, like, normal turkey hunters are walking through the woods. You kind of got your gun up over your shoulder. I look back and she's just full tack. Like she's got she's just got like the loose finger, and
Yeah.
she's walking behind me full tack. And I just smiled and I was like, yeah, she knows what she's doing. It was interesting carrying a 12 gauge full tack style.
I'm not gonna lie, it almost sets it up like you're hunting humans.
It
Like,
does.
you're going through the
I kind of
timber.
got it. I was like, oh well, what's up
what are we
there?
doing here?
Yeah, let's
The-
dance.
When we did that film with them.
So I wanted to do it. My phone kept ringing, like going off, and I'm like, and I even said to Becky, I said, don't they know we're turkey hunting, right? Like, what is going on? And it's in my chest pack, right? So it's just vibrating like crazy. But I'm laying on my chest, so I can't really look at it. Well, it's kept saying like Grand Prairie, Texas, and I'm like, I don't know what this is. Well, then my daughter calls like 3 times, and I'm like, okay, like what's happening? So I pick up the phone, and a gentleman says, I'm your delivery driver. I said, for what? I'm turkey hunting. What could you possibly need me to be there for?
Are you delivering a turkey?
Yeah, like what? Yeah, hopefully, right?
Yeah.
And he says, no, your Winchester safe is here. And I'm like, oh, well, it turns out all of our Winchester
They're
safes
supposed
are
to
here.
come like next week.
Yeah. So all the safes show up, which is amazing. Winchester Safes sent us the safes, and they are, first of all, they're incredible. I'm so excited about it. And so
really
then I got
heavy,
excited
though.
because I'm like, oh, the
Yeah.
safe's here. But then I'm like, I'm not ready for it. I'm like, where do you put a safe? It's not, a safe isn't something you can just like, well, we'll just drop it there and I'll grab it.
Yeah.
Like it's got to be maneuvered, right? Bob, Bobby, the neighbor,
yep.
he's blowing with a blower.
Yeah.
So he starts the blower up, and I just sit down, and I'm just getting ready to call, and it couldn't have been louder. Like, it was so loud. So I go to call, and I can't hear. It's so loud, I can't hear if they're answering. Like, I don't even know if they're answering. I have no clue what's going on. So I've never in my life, but I'm sitting in the tree, and I text Bob, and I go, Bob, I'm trying to kill a turkey across the street. Shut that blower down. And so you hear the blower. It's like, I was like, and it just shuts off, and I'm like, that a boy, Bob. And Becky's laughing because she's like, did you say that's Bob the blower? I go, Bob the blower over there he's got to shut it down. So he shuts it down. Right when he shuts it down, I call, and then they strike, and I'm like, okay, they can now hear me. So it was really funny. So it was super, super loud, but
I'm
then
sure
it
he
went
cracked
to,
a beer as soon as
yeah, as soon as he did. Yeah, he had
It's like, I'm going to crack a beer.
you guys want to come over for a
Bush
beer?
Light.
Then the anticipation happens on his side. He's probably sitting there
Oh,
listening
yeah.
for the crack of the gun.
Oh
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
he 100% was just sitting there like, okay, what do you got to do?
Good on Bob though for shutting it down.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he closed it right down. So right when he shut it off, we got the bird to answer, and I think about 8 minutes later, we had just an incredible Tom Strutter right down the middle of the gut. Amazing, amazing hunt. Becky
yeah.
got her first turkey.
We get in there, didn't hear a gobble for the first 3 hours, but we did see multiple hens around us picking their way through, feeding. And I gotta say, I really enjoyed that hunt. It's super enjoyable. It felt more like a deer hunt. We weren't deer hunting them because I knew they'd eventually, hopefully, get vocal. But we're in the epicenter of the property where it crisscrosses. All the gobblers go through there. So about 10 o'clock, Gilbertson, probably the best thing to happen, he left his phone in the truck.
Yeah.
So
Oh, yeah. Well, that explains it. I didn't get any emails.
yes,
That's probably the best
didn't get
thing.
any emails.
Yeah, yeah.
And I didn't realize that till the end. But he left his phone in the truck. So we're sitting there finally at like 9:45. I look up and there's the ponytail mega rope.
There is a mega bird.
It was
out there.
him.
Like,
And-
he is unbelievable. Like, his beard is thick and big. Like, it is.
It's a
he
horsetail.
It is. It is. And his hooks, we've seen the camera.
They're
He is
basically
giant bird.
it's a circle.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
they come back on
Yeah,
themselves.
it's incredible. He
They're
is a
well over
really
an inch and a
big
half.
bird.
So, and it was him up there and he was up maybe 100 yards. JG was calling. He's a good caller too.
He's a good caller.
Worked at WTF for years, but he's a great caller. And he doesn't overdo it. He's very patient, and he sounds very realistic. He doesn't push the envelope. And when you're out there, I think part of the slow hunting is slower calling too. Not rhythm slow, but just let it breathe a little bit. That gobbler never looked. He was scratching. He was just going through looking for worms, scratching leaves, and didn't even look at us. And this was like 9:45, and he kind of worked his way. He was with two other hens, and then at like 10:15, 10:30, I look over. Gilbert, I feel like he's sleeping.
Oh yeah.
He hasn't moved in like or called in a half hour. I feel like he's sleeping. So but this is when the gobbler started to wake up. So you're in the woods and you just hear everything start to wake up.
Yeah.
And it was
songbirds.
Yeah, it was just cool because it started to get warmer. The sun started to pop, and in the distance you hear, and then another one, a little closer, and then like real close. There's like 5 minutes of this, and the closer one, close meaning 150 yards, I hear, "Arr," and Gilbertson perked up. He looked back. He says, "Gobble, gobble." I'm like, "Have you not heard the other ones for the 5 minutes?" He's sleeping, and I'm like, "Yeah, I know. I've been hearing them."
Yeah.
So anyway, he starts calling a little bit and gets one to respond. Well, up on there's a hill, a trail, and a green trail and a hill that kind of goes up. And about 150 yards from us, you see to the top, two strutters go. They come out into the trail.
Yeah.
5 jakes and a hen, and they start slowly working their way down. And we have a jake and a hen in front of us in the decoy wise, a half strut jake and a hen. They start slowly working their way down. So Allie and Gilbertson are now they're probably 5-10 yards apart. They're right in front. The jakes and hens come within 20 yards in the food plot. The frickin' gobblers just strutted, gobbled, and hung up right before they broke into the food plot. And they gobbled, they strut, gobbled and strut, gobbled and strut. Well, the jakes fed back towards them, and they're 60 yards, and they're gonna follow the jakes off.
Yeah.
And I said, "Hey,
TSS.
we gotta kill him. We have Longbeard. We gotta let her rip." So Gilbertson's got a 20 gauge. Allie's got a 12 gauge. Allie shoots first, and she missed. It looked like she was just low.
Yeah.
And Gilbertson shot second, hit the bird hard. His shot, I think, was a little low because he winged it, but it wasn't going anywhere. But it still had some movement. He gets up, and he sprints like Usain Bolt through, and he goes, and he's running, and stuff's flopping around, and he goes to the one side, goes to the other, finally finishes the bird off and brings it back. But he has the mics on, and I'm listening to him just breathing hard, and he went out of distance. I couldn't see him anymore, but I heard the shot and I hear, fa, 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 fa.
Yeah.
You know, he grabs it and he's walking back. And so it was a great hunt.
Petey has proven deadly over the years. I mean, so many different setups. When you can get him out and you can get him set up, slip back and just let him do his thing.
Yeah.
It's
Funny, man.
over.
We hunted for years and years, field gobblers, a lot of big fields around here.
Yeah.
And you put a hen out there. This was before PD life.
Yeah.
they don't do it for a hen.
Yeah.
And we call it angry time. Angry time is
Yeah,
when
angry
you
time.
get those field gobblers. At angry time is usually sometime after 2.
Yeah.
In the afternoon, they've kind of done their thing.
Yeah.
The hens are gone. They're sitting on nests, and they're by themselves. And when angry time happens, it happens.
It happens. It happens fast.
Growing up in Pennsylvania, we didn't do a lot of full strutter stuff ever because it was a lot of timber hunting.
Yeah, we timbered.
And so that, it gets in the timber, they see something, they're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Like, what? That doesn't make a lot of sense. What's happening there?
It scares them more in the timber, I think.
Yeah,
I'm
it does.
super hesitant to use. But we didn't, full strut decoys honestly weren't a thing until 10, 12 years ago.
And
maybe.
if they had them, they look like dog shit.
Yeah.
Like
I use an actual, my first gobbler I ever shot is at full mount. It's on like a piece of driftwood. I'd take that whole full strutter out and
put
set
them
it
out.
up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I used to remember the Flambeau. They were like a sock. They were like a foam sock.
You roll them up.
You
come
roll
up
them up,
their-
and
their
what I
head-
love,
their head
that was
would
my
be like-
favorite part.
Like
I
a
used to roll
snake.
them up and stuff them.
Yeah.
And then you get in the field, and when you deploy,
Yeah.
you stick them in there like this.
Yeah, the head
Yeah,
would
you're like,
always
yeah.
come up and be half
Yeah,
bent
you're like-
backwards
like
like
what
that.
You'd have to take the stake and like beat it around, like, form it out, and then
but
put
even
it there.
then, you'd be as the hunt went on, you'd just see it'd be like the head would just keep doing this.
Oh, it'd be brutal. You'd have a gobbler coming in, and then the whole thing would retract like a slinky, like, and you're like, oh, well, we're done now.
It's amazing.
Hen's gone.
Amazing we killed any bird.
Oh my God.
Mama say it's a new day, son.